Hey, good evening. We are in Mendocino, California this evening at this beautiful old Victorian hotel. Don't ask me what it's called, but I can tell you it's old and beautiful and Victorian. They've got some cool old school artwork here. Believe it or not, this area of the California coast reminds me a lot of the Atlantic Northeast. It's kind of like New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts kind of stuff. There's a lot of cool sort of oyster and seafood action going on up here. We're right on the ocean, as we have been pretty much the whole ride after we left Portland, and it's beautiful, it's windy, and we're grateful to see the sunset over this giant ocean that we live on back in LA. Our dedication tonight is to a young man named Matthew Epp. He was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, 23 months old, and his whole life from that point on was about cancer treatment, and sadly about relapsing. He relapsed 3 times, so it was cancer treatment, relapsing, strategizing about his cancer treatment. If you consider that a treatment regimen could be 18 months, 2.5 years long, and then living through that and all the delays that come from maybe having low blood counts or maybe being immunosuppressed or other difficulties that come up during cancer treatment. A scheduled 18-month treatment could take far, far longer than that. In Matthew's case, it literally took over his entire life, and rather than being upset about it or feeling like he had gotten shorted, his friends and family say that he really loved life and he felt that he was very lucky in life. He was so inspired by his short life that he wrote a book that got published called Hope and the Dragon. We're going to grab a link to that book and put it in the text underneath this video on YouTube so you can check it out. Matthew passed away at age 14 on January 3rd, 2009. So from about the age 2 to 14, for 12 years, Matthew, really his life was sort of like the way our rides have been lately, you know, up and down and up and down and up and down, a constant flow of climbing in our case, and in his case, a different kind of climbing, climbing into hospital beds, climbing into MRI devices, and getting CAT scans and x-rays. I'm sure of this, sitting in chairs, getting blood draws in his PICC line or his port, depending on what he had, sitting in beds and chairs for long periods of time, getting chemo treatments. So when I say all the time that our riding out here mimics the kind of life that a cancer kid has and a cancer family has, no one thinks I'm joking. I want you to know that I'm very serious about that. As a fellow cancer father, I know that when we're going like this all day up and down hills, I know that that's what it feels like for children like Matthew, young men like Matthew in his case, and for the entire family and for friends and community at large. This cancer game is a giant roller coaster. And tonight, Matthew Epp, we are honoring you as we put our heads down to rest our bodies for another day of riding tomorrow. We honor you and your life, and how we do it out here on Pablove across America is we speak into a camera and we put it on the internet, and we let people know that pediatric cancer isn't just 2 words. There are stories, there are lives, there are people, there are energies and spirits involved in all of this. This is not just 2 words on a pamphlet at the drugstore. This is serious business. And Matthew, we honor you. You are in our hearts. To your family and friends who are still on this plane of life that we know about, we honor you as well. Good night. And if you're just joining us, pabloveacrossamerica.com, Pablove acrossamerica.com is the place to check out what we're doing. out here on the road, riding from Seattle to LA. Good night.